DJ, drop. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Real game?
DJ just tied it.
What inning?
The ninth, top of the ninth.
Oh, shoot. You're going to be distracted.
So clutch, man. The Yankees might never lose ever again.
Were you expecting them to be this good this season?
Yeah.
I'm sure you expect them to be good, but like this good?
Oh, yeah. People are idiots. People are like, you got to get Correa. You got to get Trevor Story. F them bums. Cashman knows what he's doing. Nope. Oh, come on, dude. Wow, that's a make-up call. Josh, you almost ready? What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know, bro. Just living.
I'm running out of song. But Judge is at bat, 1-1. Oh, outside, catches plate, 2-1. Yeah. What's up, guys? Happy Thursday, May 19th. Shout out to Kane. Hope you guys are doing all right. A little weird day for sports and baseball and all that. Nope. 2-2. Also, sweating the finish of the Yankee-Orioles game. The Yankees just tied it up. I might have broken your speakers a minute ago. Hopefully you guys didn't tune in that early. But hey, Josh, last night your Warriors blew out the Mavs like I told you they would.
No, yesterday you said it was such a cop-out answer I had, but my answer was spot on. I said if one team gets hot and the other team gets cold from three.
That's any game ever. Yeah.
Well, especially with these teams, though. I mean, the Mavs took 48 threes, and they only made 11.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first half, both teams were just throwing bricks.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even, I don't know. And there was a lot of offensive rebounding.
Yeah. Hey, and I told you in the stream I really liked rebounds, and especially for Steph. And, Steph in the post-game conference, he said exactly what I said. It was hilarious. He said, I knew the Mavs were going to shoot a lot of threes, and there was going to be a lot of long rebound opportunities for me. And so he said he hid on the weak side and just crashed from the wing and went and grabbed all those rebounds. Because someone asked him, the reporter asked him, like, how do you feel about getting 12 rebounds, being a 6'3" guard? And he joked about that, so, yeah.
Yeah, he hit that over in the first half, right?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. It's a full count to Aaron Judge. DJ LeMahieu on second base, by the way. Up, and he walks him. That's going to put 2 on for Joey Gallo coming into the game. I'm not excited. No, but yeah, then the blowout just kind of ruined. A lot of stuff was. I was on pace to dang near sweeping everything. Those of you that were in the free Discord, we all sweated that same painful sting of Luka Doncic's first half 28 fantasy points, right? He finishes with 27.8. They're going to bring in a lefty for Gallo because they're scared of their closer pitching to a lefty. I get it. And there was a questionable play where there was a scrum, I guess, for a rebound. And Warrior had possession of it for what felt like a second, and then Luka poked it away. But I guess, they felt like he didn't have definitive possession, so they gave Luka the rebound instead of the steal. That would have been a difference of, over 1.5 fantasy points to get that over 28 fantasy points to hit. And then to close the first half, Luka gets 2 free throws, and he smokes one. So he 0.2 misses his first half fantasy over. And if that steal, if that rebound was credited as steal, he obviously would have cleared his first half fantasy. He also would have cleared his 1.5 steals, and it would have been like a really, really good swing from great night to bad night. And sometimes this game is a game of inches, and it's a game of literal decimals. So scores do be scoring, though. I know you had a little sting on that, but the blowouts are very, very possible. The one thing I'm not sure about is, I know we talked how the Mavericks were. The Mavericks are. Did you see that stat? They're like the first team to have 3 20-point wins and 3 20-point losses in the postseason.
Yeah, that's what happens when you live and die by the 3-ball, right?
That is exactly what happens. But
and Luka acknowledged that on the post game. He said we took way too many threes, and we got to start driving more and getting easy buckets. 48 threes, man, and you're only gonna make 11 of them. That's not what you want.
Dribble penetration.
Yeah, well, a lot of those missed threes turn into actual turnovers, shot turnovers, because the long rebounds, Steph gets it and he starts pushing. So, yeah, I think you're going to see major adjustments. I think you can't overreact to a game one. We saw the Suns blow the Mavs out game one and then handle them game two as well. Jason Kidd's a good coach, it seems like. So, there's definitely going to be major changes, and it's gonna be a long series. A lot of ups and downs, I feel like.
Man, you're way lower on the Warriors than me, man. I don't know, man. The Warriors have too many people that can get hot. They don't need the whole team to get hot. If Wiggins keeps playing like this, man, because I said yesterday, Wiggins and Looney, right? No one. Those are the last 2 names you talk. Not you, but those are the last 2 names an analyst would bring up when they think about the Warriors. And those 2 are coming up big. So if those guys are going to be problems, then you're out of there.
Yeah. I said it, like, Looney is going to have to be the X factor, be a important piece, especially on defense, and in order for the Warriors to take away the series, and he's on pace for that. So
oh my God!
Contract year for him makes sense.
Bro, Gallo just went an inch foul. That sucked, man. But anyway, shout out to the live chat hanging out. What up, Sean Drake? What up, Tom? Anthony Maniaci? Am I saying that one right? What up, bro? I love your first name. Great first name. Your mom's a goat for that. Eric's Prop Shop. Mock in the chat. Skimmer, Corey, Rick King, Aguida, Flo, V-Jeff. Down and in. 2-1. What do you think on picking the Time Lord for over 4.5 in the first half? So that sounds good. Hey, we gotta do some we gotta clean up the news here. While I watch this game. This game 2 is gonna be a lot unlike game 1 on the Celtics side. So first of all, Marcus Smart's going to play. He didn't play game 1. Secondly, Al Horford's going to play. I don't know anymore. And then thirdly, Derek White is having a baby. So he's not even going to be there, which is going to open up some guard minutes. Derek White has been, part of meaningful minutes. So that might either extend the look on minutes for Marcus Smart as much as that's possible, or maybe introduce Peyton Pritchard into the mix
and Nesmith.
And Nesmith, yes, sure. So how do you feel about those pieces of news? First of all, do you feel like when we were going into game 1, swing and a miss, full count. When we were going into game 1, before the Horford and Smart news came out, I was pretty low on the Heat. Generally, I thought it would be a down spot for him. I was interested in Butler unders for his like 38.5 PRA, right? And then that news happened, and the entire game shifted. Do we go back to our initial thought process on? Oh, he walked him, bases loaded. Do we go back to our initial thought process, or did maybe Jimmy earn a little bit of respect from us, or is the right answer somewhere in the middle? What does Smart and Horford mean for you in terms of overreacting or underreacting to Game 1?
I mean, I think it's huge. Horford being back, I think, is even bigger than Smart being back, because Horford means so much on defense and also on offense. Even when he's not scoring, he's spacing the floor so much, especially on the perimeter. He's drawing guys out of the paint, interior, out to the perimeter when he's, roaming around there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Bases are loaded for Satan.
Go all in. I'll just keep talking so you can watch the end of that. It's going to change the whole dynamics 100%. It's going to change the Celtics offense big time. Probably it's going to change their whole strategy and approach. And I have some game theories once we get to the Celtics in detail.
Oh.
So it's gonna affect rebounding for guys like Bam and Jimmy. Maybe even Tucker, but he tends to get more of long rebounds. Yeah, I think they didn't touch Jimmy's props, so we can consider some unders on him if you're feeling a little bit risky.
Yeah, let's open up the PrizePicks board. I want to take a dump in Mother Maggie's shoes. Yankees lost. Sad times. No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's tied.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, it feels like a loss. You're right. I come back into
it.
It should have won with bases loaded with G on. I don't know, man. I'm scared of what's left of the bullpen for the bottom of the ninth because I dang sure don't trust Chapman. Chad Green got injured. You had to go to Loaizaga early. Wandy Peralta has been out there a couple innings. I guess Clay Holmes, but we've been using the heck out of him. I'm scared, man. I'm nervous. I don't know what to do.
It's the Orioles.
It is the Orioles. It is. Anyway, opening up the PrizePicks board. Do you want to start the Celtics side or the Heat side? The Heat are a little bit more linear to Game 1 in terms of what we expect from them.
I think they're even more tricky to figure out now.
Gun, I almost crashed my car to calm down. What do you mean? First of all, don't drive and listen to Gundecker Gaming. It's a dangerous thing. Arguably worse than drinking and driving. Arguably. Secondly, so you think the Heat is trickier?
I do, just because the Celtics are going to make major adjustments, not only because Horford and Smart being back, but just the way they played defense on the Heat. There's room for major adjustments here. So,
all right,
it's just I don't know how the Heat are going to respond, and it's always hard to figure out Jimmy. So,
we are dealing with a 206.5 total, a 2-point spread now in favor of the home team, Miami Heat. So I kind of like the Celtics money line because of that, because of the differences, but. So which team do you want to start with, and we'll start.
We can start with the Celtics.
All right, Celtics side, popping open the board. We got Jayson Tatum, 27.5 points, 6 boards, 5.5 assists, 3.5 threes. They also got him at 2 blocks and steals, 3.5 turnovers. I know we've been really privy, not only for this series. I feel like ever since they've debuted turnovers as an option for us, we've been really attacking turnovers. So something to keep an eye on. We definitely like both teams defensively to create those turnovers. But 3.5 turnovers for Tatum is a line here. He's also at a 6.5 free throw prop, 46 fantasy points. Jaylen Brown on the board, 23.5 points, 3.5 assists, 2.5 threes. 1.5 block steals, 2.5 turnovers, 38 fantasy points, and then Marcus Smart. So we were, before Marcus Smart got scratched, we had Marcus Smart turnovers on the list, and that's on the board at 2.5. And now, no Derek White, milk that much more minutes and potentially that much more point guard duty. It's going to be Lucas Licky for the ninth, by the way. Marcus Smart, turnovers might still be something to go after. He's at 2 threes. I think that's a pretty low line. I definitely could see him pull up 5 or 6 shots from behind the arc. And then 1.5 block steals for the defensive player of the year. Certainly am interested in that. 28 fantasy points is his line. I've got him at 33. So not a big gap, but a gap nonetheless. And then the tertiary guys, Grant Williams in the mix. With Horford, with Robert Williams, it does become a muddied, front court. Heck, that last game that Williams was active, right? Time Lord was active. He ended up not really playing because Grant Williams was going off. And then Peyton Pritchard, who I'm interested in because of the lack of Derek White today. God dang it. Because of the lack of Derek White, he's listed at 2 threes, half a steal, 8.5 points. Bing bong.
0073 super chatted $19.99. Time to watch the Heat win again and make some money.
Okay, Fish has the Heat winning. Joss, appreciate that $20 dono, Fish. Gets the biggest D of the month. Starts swinging it. But Peyton Pritchard without Derek White, certainly something I can take a shot on. And then Al Horford, pretty low lines for his first game back. Because he only missed one game, I hate to be, what's the word? I hate to speculate, right? I feel like you miss one game. It seems more like a process thing than a symptomatic he actually had it or suffered from a thing. And he's got some really low props, like suspiciously low props. At 7.5 boards, 9.5 points, 19.5 PRA, which, yeah. So with that said, what's standing out to you? What's tugging at your heartstrings? Knowing what we know about this game, who's active for the Celtics, and let's game script some of these plays into action. What are you liking?
Yeah, starting with Horford because it's the most recent addition to the board, and it's gonna be the biggest wild card. But I mean, I think right now, his rebounds are way too low at 7.5. Even with Time Lord playing, he still racks up the boards, and he's gonna close over Time Lord. And I think with rebounding, it's all about motivation and energy. And Horford being a vet, an older guy, I think that break that he got from this COVID thing, even though it's a short little break, it's better than nothing. And after having to deal with Giannis in that last series, I think it's probably going to be rejuvenating for him, and he should come out with more energy today, and that always helps with rebounding. I mean, if I had to pick a prop right now, since they don't have fantasy, and I'm speculating that they probably won't put fantasy up for him, just because they don't know what to expect or what to project for him, but we'll see. Keep an eye out for that. I definitely would want his fantasy out of all his props, just because of his block and stock upside.
Yeah, they might like fantasy.
They might.
If you already have your baseline peripherals, it's not gonna be that hard to come up with a fantasy number.
Yeah,
it'll probably if it's at 19.5 PRA, let's imply it for 1.5 block steal. That's 5, 6. Let's go
20,
5. Yeah, 23, 24. Do you think it'd be 28? I don't think it'd be
26.
9. You think
26 to 28?
Yeah, right. Okay, I think closer. I don't think it's gonna be 9.
I mean, he was sitting at all playoffs. He's been sitting at like 34.
No, exactly, 100%. Exactly. That's why I say it's suspiciously low. And it could just be like we don't know what to expect. But some guys when they go on the health and safety protocol is like when they're down a couple games, and you got to worry about them, being symptomatic and stuff like that. I don't know if I think it was anything more than I don't want to say clerical, but it might have just been close contact protocol because. You don't just miss one game, right? So anyway, but I hate to speculate, but it is really, really low. So we're a gambling man. I'd rather gamble that he's closer to fine than anything, and I'm with you on that rebound call.
Yeah, the rebound is standing out to me the most for sure. I would mark that one, and then let's wait on the fantasy form. And then so Robert Williams. So he even with Horford out, he did not close the last game. I suspect the same thing again today, especially with Horford playing. But I mean, he's still got a decent chunk of minutes in the third quarter, but maybe that chunk of minutes goes down with Horford playing now. If they want to go smaller, and not go a lot of twin towers, because he played in the third quarter. That last game he played, was it 7.5 minutes? So that could cut down, maybe trim that down by 2 or 3 minutes. And then if that happens and he doesn't close, that would mean he's going to play probably majority of his minutes in the first half. And this is when I like to target first half props. I'm really not a proponent for first half props, especially in the playoffs. And especially with a spread this small, I just want the full game potential. But with guys who aren't going to close and play more minutes in the first half, and especially bigs, I could get behind it. I think with Horford playing, I think it's going to open up things in the paint for Robert Williams even more so. So we saw that last game. The Heat switched more than any defense in the league, and Bam is notorious for pre-switching. So he tries to predict the pick and rolls, and he'll pre-switch or just come out on the person that he thinks is gonna drive to the basket and beat their first defender. And what that does is Bam is drawn away from the paint a lot, and then that just leaves Time Lord standing there waiting for easy alley-oop. And Tatum and Marcus Smart look for that alley-oop a lot when they drive to the basket. So I think we could still get behind his points even with Horford playing. And if you want to, the first half is at a low number at 4.5, and I get it. It makes sense if he's going to play most of his minutes then. But his 8.5, if he's going to still get that third quarter run, that's in play too. I'll probably stay away from his rebounds. I mean, his fantasy score, it's always in play with his stock upside, but I think with Horford in the mix now, who can rack up stocks and be a dominant force on defense, I'm probably going to stay away from that. And then Marcus Smart. So I have no idea on his status. Have you heard anything about his sprained foot? Like any details? Like, is he fully good to go? I assume if he's playing, he's gonna play normal minutes, right?
Yeah, I just got probable, and we got no Derek White, and it's a playoff. Yeah. It's Marcus Smart. He's Marcus Smart, dog. Yeah. Al Horford, dog. Jayson Tatum, he's a dog.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
No, okay. All right, you completely no-sold that, so I feel like you haven't saw that.
I know I saw it. Yeah.
Okay. Dog. He's a dog, right? He's not gonna. I don't think he's here for 15 minutes of.
Yeah, and Derek White being out, that's a huge boost for him, especially if Peyton Pritchard's struggling and Naismith gets more run. Naismith is not. He's a downgrade on offense, so that would be even a more so of a boost to Smart's offense production. But I think he's gonna look to play make, and he's not a true point guard, but he's forced into this point guard role with the Celtics not having a point guard. So with the Heat, we saw with this press defense that they enforced in the second half on the Celtics, it really disrupted the Celtics and made Tatum have 6 turnovers in the third quarter. I think the Celtics will obviously adjust to that press defense. They started to in the fourth quarter. And the best way to attack a press defense that's going to switch and come up on you right away is to just attack them, go straight at them, and go to the paint and drive to the basket as much as possible. And I think, Tatum's going to do that a lot today, and I'll get to him on that. But back to Smart, I think with the press defense, it does cause you to make quick decisions, and it can lead to a lot of turnovers. And the Heat will fill those gaps and switch quickly. So his 2.5 turnovers I do like a lot, especially if he comes out rusty a little bit and if he's not fully 100%. But his PRA, so it's 22.5, which I think is pretty low if he's going to play, close to 40 minutes. And right now in the books, he's at 23.5 PRA. So we're getting a discount on that. I just think, I think you could consider that just because he could, get hot from 3, rack up the assists, gets get a handful of rebounds. It's definitely in play. But if I had to rank it, I'm probably gonna go with the lower line and go the 2.5 turnovers, and then go probably 1B the 22.5 PRA. And then my second favorite, or one of my top favorite props, is gonna be Tatum free throws. So I broke this down with the guys in the free Discord, but John Goble is the official tonight, and he is born and raised in Miami, which is interesting. And he actually played high school basketball with Udonis Haslem.
What?
So this
Jesus,
guy,
what is that from
I don't know.
1940?
Yeah, I know. I just don't understand how this guy's not biased. But
I think Fish was in that class.
yeah, he was there with them. But when he calls Heat games, he tends to favor the opponent. Calls more shooting fouls on the Heat. And I went back and looked at the last Eastern Conference Final when the Heat and Celtics played. Tatum took 14 free throws when John Goble was the official, and he made 12 of them. And then Dan Guthrie is the chief on the staff, and when he officiated one of the Eastern Conference Finals games, Tatum took I think 10 free throws. I think what Tatum's going to do is he's going to have to be super aggressive, like I said, with this press defense, and he's going to be attacking the paint. I think he's going to draw these fouls. I think the 6.5 is too low for his free throw prop. I think it should be around 7.5. So I really like that a lot. I know it's never comfortable trusting a ref decision making, but I just think with the nature or the game script with him being aggressive and attacking, and Horford spreading out the court now and opening the driving lanes more so for Tatum, I do like that 6.5 free throws. It's a lower number to sweat than his higher points or fantasy point props, but his points are in play too now. I mean, Horford's definitely, like I said, going to open things up for him. Should make things a lot easier. He runs a pick and roll Horford a lot, and Horford is very good at playmaking, and he will find Tatum on pick and rolls and cuts. So if you don't trust the refs and you're too worried about getting those calls, I can definitely get behind the 27.5 points. So I probably, for Tatum, I rank 6.5 free throws, 1 for me, and then 2 would be his 27.5 points. And then Jaylen Brown, I cannot call today. I felt more comfortable clicking on him when Horford and Smart were out, but now that they're fully healthy, it's like I can never call it between him and Tatum, but I feel more comfortable about Tatum today. I think he's going to be super aggressive. Do you have a read on Jaylen Brown?
I told you, man. Lucas Licky can't be trusted in that spot. Bullpen's burnt up. 3-run dong for Santander. Walks it off. It's all right, though. This is the game you're supposed to lose. It's the last game of this long road trip. It's a day game. You can
don't sweat it, bro.
We're the first team. We're the last team to 10 losses, and we win the series 3-1. No, I like
all these close games, man. There's just like so many tied games right now.
Yeah, this game would be different if Chad Green got injured while he was out there, man. And then what are you gonna do? Anyway, Jayson Tatum. So I jotted down the 6.5 free throws. I think this is a solid call. Certainly, the more competitive a game will be, the more ticky-tack and the more like fouls that'll flourish, especially in the end. We think about the finish of that last game; it was pretty lopsided. So if we put this game a little bit more neutral, definitely a higher need for defense, especially down the stretch. So I'm with you on the free throws. I like anytime you get free throws for a guy that's going to have like the highest usage on the team at under 7, right? I think it's absolutely in play because you're looking for 4 or 5 shooting fouls, and I think that's pretty reasonable. I also went and looked at the month of May, basically the postseason for the Celtics, without Derek White on the court, and Marcus Smart actually led the team in assist percentage, which is not saying I'm not trying to get to Marcus Smart assists. What I'm saying is that's a good sign that he is ball handling the most per se. So that 2.5 turnovers for a guy that's passing the ball the most is probably really it's just too low. So I just wanted to throw my little stamp of approval on that one. But I'm with you on the free throws for Tatum. I don't know about I hate sweating the big numbers, man. I really do. Maybe the rebounds or something like that. But I probably just take the free throws. And I don't think it's crazy to look at Tatum's turnovers either. 7 turnovers in the last 2 games, and he's second to Smart in the ball handling when it comes to assist percentage, 23% assist percentage with a 28% usage rate. So the guy that's going to have the ball the most and the guy that's going to pass it the second most. So a lot of opportunities for him to miss a lane, get intercepted, something like that. So I'd probably nominate his turnovers if we're looking for smaller numbers to sweat for Tatum outside of, fantasy points and real points.
Yeah. And then Jaylen Brown, I was on his rebounds thinking that Horford was going to be out, but now it's just so random with his rebounds with Horford playing, and especially when they go Twin Towers for a good portion of the game. Nothing's standing out to me. I've been on his free throws lately, and he's getting to the line at a high clip, but he is shooting really bad from the free throw line in the playoffs. So I don't want to sweat that again. Anything standing out to you? 1.5 block steal, maybe low line. He's active.
Yeah, it's low enough, and I don't know.
It's 3-point prop. I mean, it's back down to 2.5.
Yeah. 2.5 threes with more, and you mentioned Horford. Horford could facilitate. It's not just a boost for Tatum.
Oh yeah,
he could find Brown out there. So I'd probably go for the threes. 2.5
threes.
Let's do
threes. Yeah, let's just do threes for him, and that's it.
All right, cool. Bet. And then as we talked about the first half props, and you mentioned Time Lords. If we had to project minutes, they'd probably project more minutes in the first half than the second half. Would also like to see that he is starting. As weird as that sounds. Because I think there is a Grant Williams and Horford lineup, but I think in this situation you put Robert Williams against Adebayo's size versus size. If Williams is a candidate to not close and more likely to play like 12 minutes or 15, what is it, 8, more like 14, 15 minutes in the first half, maybe closer to 12 minutes depending on the Horford involvement versus Grant Williams involvement. We could get into some of his first half props, and for block centric guys. It also, like you said yesterday, will give us a cushion if he does get into foul trouble down the stretch. So they're opening us up with 14 fantasy points for Robert Williams in the first half. I'm cool with that if you are, right? I think, if you're splitting the full game in half without tax, I'm in on it.
Yeah, it's a close call for me between his 4.5 real points and 14 fantasy. I could see him getting I can see him getting like an offensive rebound putback in the first half and then getting like 2 easy alley-oop dunks. So I don't know. I just feel like his rebound potential goes down with Horford playing, and maybe some of his now he's going to be more of a help defender, which he thrives at with Horford back.
Yeah, blocks, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a toss up for me.
Okay. Well,
and what about fast PP? We gotta finish off with him.
So I've got him for 27 minutes. I think he's a sharpshooter. I think he's double-digit shots isn't a crazy projection, right? And
he took 11 threes that night. He led the team.
And if
he's a liability on defense, big time. Jimmy just torched him and picked on him.
He's their hero, right? We put him and hero at each other. Good luck. So 2 threes or they have 8.5 points. I don't really see Peyton Pritchard driving to the rack a whole lot, right? There's a lot of threes here, so I think I would sweat the 2 threes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Let me see. Let's do a little stat musimifying. I made that word up. Let's go. Peyton Pritchard. And since I have him at 27 minutes, Peyton Pritchard. Let's go FTP by game log with 25 minutes, and then let's go last 50 games because I don't know how it works, but so the last 4 games with 25 minutes, 4, 2, 5, and 3 threes made. The 2 was 2 for 9 against Toronto. Let's elongate on that for a little bit larger sample size. 4, 2, 3. There's a 0 for 5 against the Clippers from New Year's Eve. 5, 4, 4. So there's literally one game out of this maybe last year of sample size where he had less than 2 threes with 25 or more minutes. So with that said, there's like a 45-minute game in here, right, and a 33-minute game. So depending on what your minute projection is, but the story is he's gonna chuck threes. That's yeah. If you look at the field goal attempts versus 3-point attempts, what's up? You just oohed. What are we oohing?
Oh, sorry, just the new Horford prop popped up. I really like it, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll probably be like 60, 70, 80% of his shot volume is going to be threes. And we know the Heat, they are a funnel defense. They contain points in the paint, and more success can be had at chucking threes. And we know Peyton Pritchard, he's that guy, pal. So I'm going to nominate his threes. Doesn't have to be a core play, but if we're just looking for stuff to diversify our cards here, I'll go over 2 threes for now. And then what is the Horford prop? 2.5 assists?
Yes, sir. I like it.
A lot. All right, cool. So,
but I mean, I like the rebounds a lot too. So it's I'm gonna probably get exposure to both in 2 separate cards.
Bet.
If we don't get fantasy. But I mean, he's such a good playmaker, and especially in that pick and roll when he's at the high post and at the perimeter. So,
all right, cross-referencing some of these lines from PrizePicks to Underdog, making sure we're getting some of the best lines. So let's say we're on Horford 7.5 rebounds. They have Horford at. They don't have rebounds for Horford. They have 17.5 points and rebounds, so there's that. Linear on the Peyton Pritchards, but they only give you the 8.5 point prop. Robert Williams, we were interested in his first half, but they have him at 8.5 rebounds for the total game. I think that's doable. Marcus Smart, we're on his turnovers, right? Are you on anything else? 22.5 PRA.
Yeah, I would say that'd be like number 2 option for him.
Okay, well, we don't have that over here, and then Jaylen Brown. They don't have the board over here is not as robust. Maybe they'll add to it, but yeah, not a lot of options for the Celtics. Maybe they're trying to catch up to the Horford, Smart, no Derek White, news, stuff like that. All right, if you guys haven't played on Underdog and you want to, I can get you double your first deposit, bro. I can make it happen. All right, there's a link in the chat, or if you sign up, use code Gundacker. Boom, stretch that bankroll, double your first deposit up to $100, and then it's a good way to support the stream and the free content we put out. Let's move it on over to the Heat, the Miami Heat, Eric Spoelstra's wrecking crew, and Jimmy Butler. I'm telling you, man, the narratives of the playoffs is so crazy. Yeah. How different the narrative changes week to week to week to week. Yeah. It's all about the last game. Jimmy Butler, that game that they lost against the Sixers, man, Jimmy Butler ain't got it. Jimmy Butler's a cancer. This is why he'll never win a championship. And then after game 1, Jimmy Butler's a dog. He's the best player in the league. It's like, come on, man. I hate NBA to it. I hate the overreactions. And same with Luka, right? Luka was sent the Suns home in their own house, and there was incredible takes about Luka. And I think Luka's probably one of the more fan-friendly guys that doesn't get both ends of the stick when it comes to harsh and positive. But let's come back down to earth here. Now Jimmy Butler is facing a pretty healthy pretty healthy Celtic team with their Defensive Player of the Year, with Al Horford to stretch that defense a little bit more. Is Jimmy Butler going to drop 875 fantasy points again, or are we coming back down to earth? Because remember, going into battle, or at least ending the stream that day before we had Smart and Horford news, I was a buyer of unders for Jimmy Butler PRAs. He's at 39.5 now. I mean, you talk about basketball being a game of adjustments. Hey, how do we beat the Heat? Well, we got to stop that guy. And we got Marcus Smart back. We got Al Horford in here. We can play a little, the team defense, which is what makes Boston so great. Is it's not just one or two guys on defense. Their team defense collectively gels so well. Do we have some interest in Jimmy Butler under 39.5 PRA today, or is he just that guy, Mama? There goes that man again. Do you like some of these Jimmy Butler unders? Do you like some of these Jimmy Butler overs? And then talk to me about the board here, man. We got Bam Adebayo. He's going to be out there wind sprinting his way to a line of 25.5 PRA. He's got an 8 rebound prop, 2 turnovers for him, 30 fantasy points. I'm scared to see what I got him at. Holy crap. No. Why my algorithm just loves Bam Adebayo?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 17-point difference, though.
Gosh.
Max Strus, discussed him this morning. We would say he dealt with some foul trouble and still got deep minutes. He's at 4 rebounds, half a steal, 17.5 PRA. PJ Tuckin on the board, the LeBron stopper, 18 fantasy points, 13.5 PRA for him. And then Tyler Hero, 15.5 points. This is one where I don't know what to think. I know you mentioned his under real points earlier, and then you were like on his over first half, and that's where we landed last game. It feels like we're middling on 2 not high lines. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and I'm in agreement. I like the thought of the first half over for his PRA. But man, it's crazy to attack that little landing strip between his PRA over in the first half, which is what, like 10.5, 11, something like that, and then the under 15.5 is like, wow, what a tight sweat. We got to thread that needle. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on that. And then Gabe Vincent's on the board, 18 fantasy points. Victor Oladipo, 1.5 assists, 12.5 PRA. Remember, in a closer game, you might be seeing more of him and Dwayne Dedmon. You had that feeling in your bad knee on that last slate. Dedmon came through. He's at 7.5 PRA, 3.5 points, rebounds. So they're basically implying him for 1 assist and then half a block of steal. When it comes to the Miami Heat, what are we taking? What am I adding to the list, Josh?
The Heat, dude. The Heat. And this is where it gets tricky because it's a whole new defense thrown at him, whole new probably adjustment and scheme, and Gabe kind of had a fake game for himself that first game. He was making some crazy threes, and a lot of it was due to went back and looked at the film. A lot of it was due to the Celtics just not switching correctly on defense, and I think Udoka is definitely gonna adjust for that. So pretty much the Heat were running just their standard handoff pick plays where PJ Tucker would get at the top and just get ready to set a screen while handing the ball over to Gabe, and no one would switch onto Gabe, and he would have an open 3. I don't think he's going to have that again today. They ran that play so much. I counted 6 times they ran that play just in the first quarter with PJ Tucker. So that's why when you click on PJ Tucker is 1.5 assists, you're going to see some spike assist games because of that handoff when he plays quarterback on the 3-point line. I'm just trying to think, like, there's going to be someone's going to take a dip with Smart being back on the perimeter. Is it going to be Gabe or is it going to be Hero? Or is it going to be both?
I mean, is it a dip or is it Smart dogging Jimmy and Jimmy's gonna pass it to those guys more?
I don't know how much Smart will play Jimmy, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a pulse on.
It was mainly Jaylen Brown and Tatum on Jimmy Butler in the regular season at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's fair too. I mean, I think that's more of a fluid situation then. So probably coin flip and then the that wherever Smart is to switch off. I don't know who's the bigger threat. I'm gonna pull up some of the previous games here to see what we might be working with. Actually, let me go. I don't know why it's in reverse order now. So let's go to the March 30th game.
Yeah.
But it's also just like 2 teams that are really not the same. That was a Lowry game, so I really can't. I can't call it. I guess whoever's just the hotter hand, right? So I never expect shadow defense from the Celtics. I think they're that good that they spread it out.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he's just like Smart being out there on the perimeter is going to affect just the perimeter in general. I'm gonna lean Hero just because he doesn't close.
So the under on Hero?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, on his points because he can still get it done. With
Well,
his assists.
okay. Let me ask you this: if so, we know he didn't close that last game, but if they're not protecting a 15-point lead, and it's a little bit more of a back and forth, you need scoring. Is there a path to Hero instead, or do you still think that Spoelstra will lean, the starting squad?
It's so hard with Spoelstra, man. He changes it up so much. Like some games, like Depot will have these huge minutes, and it's just like based on how he feels, how the game flow is going. Got calls, I feel like, by him. It's really hard to predict his game plan. But I mean, when's the last time Tyler Heroes closed the game?
Yeah, that's probably not a common thing for them. I can go look at the last couple of outings for them, especially against even in that Sixers series. Really, never 1-1. Yeah, all right. So he's probably not going to be part of the closing squad, but I don't know.
He did close one game when they lost by 8 to the Sixers. So
I think okay. So then that's maybe showing the hand that if they need scoring, they call his number. Yeah. He closed that.
Gabe only played 10 minutes. Did he get in foul trouble?
No, Gabe.
Oh, Lowry played that game. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
all right.
So that's gonna be a fluid situation.
We don't know. Okay, but I mean, Hero. If you went back and watched that game, he had some lucky floaters that like was bouncing around the rim and going in. I've seen this guy get cold very quickly. I don't know. I'm gonna go.
I feel like we're in a weird place to be on his first half over, and then the full game under when there's not like a giant gap.
Yeah, I'm getting off this first half.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey, the process is the process, but all right. Let me see what the most updated number on it. Heroes first half, 12 fantasy points, 11.5 PRA. I mean, that's his time to shine, man. That's that end of the first quarter, second quarter run.
This is second quarter, yep.
And now, maybe this is a little unsung, but I was a proponent of Derek White's defense. I think he's a fine on-ball defender. Peyton Pritchard could be a little bit more leakier. The matchup maybe doesn't get worse. I mean, I know you might expect a little bit more Smart to play minutes, but we're not for sure the health of Marcus Smart. It is something that could affect his mobility, and two, at least could it's more than a lateral to go from White to Pritchard on defense. Those guys, I don't know if I'm sold on Hero to not hit here as that spark plug in the second quarter.
Okay, so I mean, you called his first half last game, so if you're still feeling it, let's go with that and not touch his unders then.
Way to put it on me and my shoulders. So tonight in the Discord, I'm gonna get all these tags when Hero flops. So, but I'll put my name on it. I'll nominate Hero's first half.
You want the fantasy or PRA?
That's what I was gonna say. Only half a point. I mean, what do they
turn it over?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. They're expecting him to turn the ball over 20 times, or what do we? So I mean, 11.5 PRA is over 12 fantasy points. It's like 14, 15, right? So, do you think we get like a errant steal or something like that? It's close enough to where it's almost the same, but maybe the fantasy points.
Okay.
Just in case we get a steal, so I'll take first half PRA / FPS as the first prop I'm jotting down for Tyler Hero. So I'm gonna go back to the full game spectrum. Little programming note, Josh. I got a hard out in like 20 minutes, so
okay. Let's get this to it because I want to open these packs I bought today.
All right. So then, for Jimmy, what are we jotting down?
Gosh, I don't know, man. He just passed LeBron for most 40-point playoff games as a Heat, and all the fans are saying like he's on the greatest Heat franchise.
Stop. I'm asking you what we're putting down, not some narrative, Josh. Get that bull crap out of that. You're just fluffing it, man.
I don't. You know what? I'm not touching the dude, man.
How about 2.5 blocks of steals?
Sure.
It correlates with our Smart turnovers, our Tatum turnovers.
Sure.
Sure. Okay, this is gonna be one of those nights where Gunn's getting all the heat.
No,
Jimmy
I'm
Butler.
not putting that one on you. I'm not putting that one on you. It's Jimmy Butler, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, he had effing 7 stocks, right? Like, he's gonna bring it.
Well, Tatum gift wrapped those to him, but yeah.
I'm also like I'm willing to trust the initial process and want some of his PRA unders at 39.5. Like I'm a little bit intrigued. But I'll take
his
it.
rebounds. Yeah, his rebounds are definitely going to go down.
All right, and I'll say under.
I can get behind that.
30.5 PRA. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to regret that one. All right, and then catching a line here. Bam, wind sprints. We're just never doing that ever again. Even though,
dude, watch this be the game, man. He's always due for one game in the series.
The projections busted on him right now. I got him for like a 50 bomb.
Yeah, he's good for one game in a series, I feel like, and this being the last home game before the next stretch of games. Yeah,
right.
30 fantasy points. Roll the dice on it, man. If you're feeling
right. Strus, was rebounds the number we wanted? Or
probably, I don't know. With Horford in and with the Celtics, if they play big. I'll probably keep that as number 2, number 1 at his 3 points because he's gonna dominate 3-point shooting.
All right, so we'll type that up. Max Strus. We'll go 3 threes.
We got to finish on your boy.
4 rebounds. I'm sorry, what?
Yep, PJ Tucker.
Oh my God! All right. No. What do you want? Let me see what my projections say. I have. God dang it. No, man. I'm not putting money on PJ Tucker, dog.
What do you have him at?
I don't. So I have him at 24. He's at 18.
Okay.
I'm not. No. I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a downgrade with Horford back. What about his assist? That's the one I could get behind, just because I watched the game film.
Yo, if I'm on this hero island, you're on this Tucker island, bro. You make the call. And,
I'm gonna go with the low line. I watched this film. I mean, this play, they run it to the ground.
The pass for these. Okay, so
the handoff. Yeah.
Where's it? I'll look for it. Is it on the wing? Is it at the free throw line? Is it at the top of the key?
It's all over the place.
Oh, okay. It's just it's a handoff self screen, right? And he passes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He just basically hands it off as he's blocking the defender, and they do it a lot on the inbounding too. So, just needs it Strus to hit 2 of those, or Strus to hit 1, and Gabe to hit 1. So,
all right.
I don't want to sweat any of his other props. And then Deadman, I could get behind either his 3.5 points or 3 rebounds.
Okay. I mean, if you can get behind either or, would you take his 7.5 PRA as a blanket, or?
We're getting taxed.
We're getting taxed and assist. I mean, if he.
Yeah. Does he get us? I mean, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Let's do PRA since I can't decide.
Bet. So we'll go Deadman 7.5 PRA.
This dude doesn't get assist. All right.
No, I mean, what a phantom peripheral then, right? Like they're just taxing you extra. So it is what it is. All right, cool. So I think we got a pretty solid list. Chat. Let's do a couple of things. First of all, if you are lurking and it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. We're doing daily content, even on these 1-game slates. Number 2, make sure you look at the link in the description below. That's going to get you to the Gundacker Gaming Discord. It is literally free 99 to get in there, man. Jump in there. This PrizePicks and Props channel has been spinning 24/7. I mean, and it's not just basketball. You guys are grinding WNBA. You guys are grinding esports, CSGO. Golf was in there earlier, so you can find some value. You can add some value, link up with some people in the community. The only thing, the rules that I set for this Discord is this ain't your granddaddy's gambling Discord with your toxic masculinity. My bankroll's bigger, my picks are better. We just laid back Cadillac Jacks, bring the positive vibes, and root for greatness. I don't care if you're putting $5 cards or $500 cards. We're all on the same team. And then if you guys want to get to access to Josh's final list of props. He's been posting that for the channel members as a little thank you for those of you that do get the channel membership. It's like for $5 a month. There's a join button down below next to the like button that you should hit while you're looking. That'll get you in there, and then link your Discord with your YouTube, and that'll open that up. And then you'll see this. And then one thing that Josh has been doing, he's actually been putting a couple of example cards to kind of mix and match some of the plays, while also color coding him to let you know how much exposure he has to certain props. So you don't have to tail one for one or anything like that, but get some ideas. Maybe you got off late for work and kind of get an idea of where Josh is at. And Josh is different when it comes to this prop betting stuff. He literally other spots, man, it's just kind of lazy. They're like, well, Pinnacle has this and this is this, blah blah blah. Like that's there's no analysis actually being done there. They're just line shopping. Josh is out here watching friggin' game film and game script. Josh will hit me up at like 11 p.m. Be like, I'm working on the first video. That's my cue that says he ain't gonna be done for 8 hours and on a 1-game slate because he's out here watching film from what. Yeah, so and it makes him a little different. So all that stuff said, the last thing I want to mention is that we have a partnership with both PrizePicks and Underdog, sites that will offer you similar pick'em selection opportunities when it comes to prop betting. Both sites will match your first deposit up to $100 if you use my sign-up code, and then of course both sites help keep this show free for you guys every day. So it's a nice circle of trust, Fokker. And then look at that chat here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Jordan here. Aguita said, my concern with Hero is if he gets hot, it's a wrap. Spell will leave him in. It's all hot hand game flows. Yeah, I agree with that. Hero is the gun special. Oh, God. There's Jimmy Butler murals in the city. We love him. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a knock on Jimmy. It was just like I don't expect Jimmy to score more real points just because. But anyway, you guys asked any rivals that stand out to me. So Jimmy Butler 1.5 points versus Tatum is on the board. Tatum 1 rebounds versus Butler, and these are usually pretty sharply priced to where I'm a little on the fence. Bing bong, yo, Jason, appreciate the membership. I think I've seen you as a member before, so appreciate the re-up on the membership if that is true. Adebayo 7.5 PRA versus Jaylen Brown. Yikes. Rebounds, Adebayo versus Time Lord. Josh, knee-jerk reaction. Who gets more, straight up?
That's hard.
Okay.
That's really hard.
Points, Marcus Smart plus 1.5 real points versus Tyler Hero. How often does Marcus Smart just straight up outscore Tyler Hero? I mean, if you were on Hero's under, that's an and no Derek White, that's an interesting. And you're getting 1 and a hook. That might be fun.
Just if he gets hot from 3, he can get there.
They also have Gabe Vincent plus 6.5 PRA versus Marcus Smart straight up. They don't give. These are always so well priced that I never have the warm and fuzzies on putting one guy over the other. PJ Tucker plus 5.5 points and rebounds versus Al Horford. I hate PJ Tucker. I would take Al Horford. I would do it. Let me see what my PRA was. The thing with Horford though is he does get a lot of the A. But let's recap the list here, and then Josh, I think, is going to open up some cards here. So if you guys want to hang out, open some packs, we'll open some packs. But I'll get you out of here. For those of you that don't, all it's going to cost you is a thumbs up. Recapping the list that we jotted down while perusing the slate. Horford over 7.5 rebounds or 2.5 assists. Marcus Smart 2.5 turnovers, 22.5 PRA. Jayson Tatum 6.5 free throws or 3.5 turnovers. Jaylen Brown 2.5 threes. Robert Williams first half 14 fantasy points or 4.5 real points. Peyton Pritchard over 2 3-pointers. So that's from the Celtics side. And then on the Heat side, we were digging Tyler Hero first half PRA over or fantasy points. It's pretty close. Jimmy Butler 2.5 blocks and steals or under 39.5. If you don't want to dare Jimmy, maybe stick with the blocks and steals, because I understand putting some respect on Jimmy's name after game 1. I just think the matchup gets a little bit tougher. Marcus Smart, Horford can create a wall. And this game is projected to score a little bit less than that last one, and I think it probably happens. Max Strus 3 threes or 4 rebounds. PJ Tucker 1.5 assists on the triple option handoff play, and then Dwayne Dedman 7.5 PRA. So that's the list here. If you guys are getting out here, shout out to you. But we're gonna stick around for a minute. I'm gonna open some packs. Also want to shout out, if you want to play some baseball tonight, in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna be on the Awesemo YouTube channel talking about the 3 baseball games tonight. I think it's Terry. It's usually me and Terry on Thursday. So if you want to be part of that, you want to work on some baseball, we're going to be talking some of that with a DFS lens point of view. So look out for that on the Awesemo channel, 20 minutes. And now let's open up some packs here.
Yeah. Hey, last time we did this for the Heat game, Jimmy was the first card we got, and he went for almost 80 fantasy points. So...
Alex says Butler's not going to have Pritchard to abuse on switches tonight. Enter Marcus Smart. I think that's a great call, Alex. So I'm in on the Butler under 39.5 PRA. Sean says, what will be a good 2-pick power while you open up your packs? 2-pick power. So based on favorite line, I could get behind. I don't know if Horford's being underpriced just because of uncertainty. So I don't want to get behind. And Josh, feel free to cut me off if something relevant opens.
Josh Richardson,
okay,
former Celtic.
I'd probably be okay with Jimmy Butler 2.5 block steals.
Jared Allen.
And Josh, what's your favorite prop on the slate that's not Jimmy Butler 2.5 block steals? If we had to give a 2-pick power.
I would say Al Horford 7.5 rebound.
Okay, with Jimmy Butler. So that's what we got. Well, it has to be 2 different teams, right? So. That works. That works. Jimmy Horford 7.5 rebounds. I was about to bring up Hero first.
Oh no! Oh no!
Lock and love 30 fantasy points. Smash that over.
Damn out of bio.
All right, so Horford 7.5 rebounds and then Butler 2.5 block steals is what I would end up with, Sean.
And we finish with Rudy Gobert. Let's take a look at this one. And then I got a WNBA since there's 2 games tonight. I bought a box Prism pack.
Hey, Jason, make sure if you YouTube search link YouTube to Discord, there's a really easy videos to follow. You have to link your Discord to your YouTube account, and it's not instant. I think they purge it every like 30 minutes to an hour. So after you link it, if you don't see that channel right away, give it some time. But if it's starting to get close to lock, DM me or Josh on Discord, and we'll send it to you. I had to take care of somebody yesterday, but it's not an instant thing. So once you link your account, don't be surprised if you don't see the YouTube channels right away. I didn't have a specific rival flow, but I was thinking
Dante, our boy.
I could get behind.
Oh, no. We got Bam again, dude.
Oh, man.
But a different card.
Yep, different card. It's a sign.
What is he doing there?
It looks like he's the half court heat, like he's inbounding the ball to the other side of it. That's what it looks like.
Oh my god!
Either that, or he's saving a rebound from going out of bounds.
Oh, and look, the fan favorite Finney Smith for tomorrow.
The homie. I didn't have a favorite rival flow. I was the one that I might take is like what was it? It was Horford over Tucker plus 5.5 points and rebounds. I don't mind that, but it's not a snap call. Aguida says I'm on the fence on Arike points for tonight. I will let the pack decide. Oh, is that a WNBA thing? Josh does have WNBA. Tom says, what's the best card you pull? So Josh is, he's pulling it more for fun. I don't know what you even got here. It's refractors and whatever. Is that Looney? I can't tell.
That's a girl.
All I see is knees. Okay. All I see is knees, bro. I didn't know who it was.
Oh, I don't even know how to say her name, bro.
Yeah, you messed up.
Glinkum, okay.
Yep, those are guttural sounds.
Hey, Natasha Cloud. I don't think she's playing today, though, right?
You talking to the wrong guy here, chat. So how far is your WNBA submersion gone?
It's good. I've been watching all the games. I just want more sample size.
So chat, Josh has gone all in on learning WNBA, watching the games, rotation, stuff like that. He wants to do content for WNBA and continue the prop betting stuff. So we're giving him the floor. We understand his process is right. We just we've been prioritizing your NBA. Sabrina. Yeah, okay. You could pack like the greatest WNBA player in the league, and I probably wouldn't recognize her. Man,
she's the best, right? I mean, she is.
I'm literally no clue. Isn't there? Is Tina? Was it Tina Charles? Is she still in the league? I remember her for the 10 games of WNBA I grinded for DFS.
She's playing tonight.
Sophie Cunningham. All right, lit.
Phoenix.
What up, Seba? Ogwameke.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. What up, Hater Ronzo? No Natasha or Sabrina tonight, according to Aguida. I'm learning WNBA. I'll definitely watch the stuff and try and learn, but I have no idea about it. And was it 30-game season or something? She went to Oregon. She was number 1 pick. Let's go. Tom says I've never watched the WNBA.
Yeah.
So when WNBA first launched for DFS, I got all excited, man. I created models, spreadsheets, downloaded so many stats. I was trying to be like the first, and then I was good for a week. I was grinding it, and then the money disappeared from the player pools, and it just made it not worth it. But like we were saying, with prop betting and the payout structure being 1-to-1 linear to NBA, I guess there's merit in getting back into the saddle on it. So I'm completely fine with Josh exhausting it. Is that a Shaq card? What the heck? How old is this pack?
I bought an old school Fleer pack, dude. 93, 94.
Where did you find that at? You might actually pull something here.
I went to a card store.
What?
Yeah.
Is that a recycled pack? It looks like it might have been repacked.
No.
That was printed in 93, and you're the first person ever to open these. That's actually pretty cool. That's a lot of cards,
I don't see anything else worthwhile besides the Shaq.
That's a lot of cards, man. Nowadays, you get like 10 and 12.
Oh, here we go.
Who that? Maybe, Reggie Miller. Is he on commentary tonight? Maybe.
What?
MJ? Okay.
MJ. That's
Not
old
bad.
school, man. I think I have this card in my old stash.
There we go.
It's your boy, Gun.
John Stockton. Isn't he a loony Trump guy now? I don't know if that was. I could be. I don't want to misclassify him, but I feel like he was not well received.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's not him. I apologize if it's not. I thought he was one of those guys with some bad takes now, like that Red Sox pitcher. Is that all the cards?
Yep.
All right. Well,
so I guess we have to play Bam, right?
Apparently, man, that's the NBA tarot card reading of Bam Adebayo. So I mean, the projection does like Bam for the over, but my goodness, is he frustrating to sweat lately. But 30 is still one of the softer lines we get on him. So if you believe in the universe giving us a sign, there is that. The sign for me though is I gotta get the F out of here, Josh. I gotta go talk some baseball on the Osmo YouTube channel. You guys can continue the NBA chatter, the WNBA chatter. Click that free Discord link below. Get in that Gundecker Gaming Discord and be part of the conversation. We were live sweating the game yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Maybe one of these days we'll pop open like the voice chat over there, and I guess I can't say screen share the game, but maybe I'll screen share something while we watch the game or something like that. It'd be fun to have a watch party. Yeah,
I was gonna say for the finals, is there a way to open up like voice chat for the whole group?
Yeah,
be too many people.
No. Right now, there's in the free Discord there is a. I think there was I didn't have a voice chat for everybody. I have a members only voice chat, but yeah, I can put one for the whole group. Matter of fact, I can literally add it right now. Chat, you guys, voice. So I'm not saying jump in it now, but voice. I'll just name it voice chat. Voice chat. Bam. Create channel. So if you guys ever just want to talk shop, there it is. I might have to unlock it though. Permissions. Anyway. I gotta get out of here, chat. I'm gonna go talk some basketball, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's been a lot of fun. Should have left those closed. Yeah, he's just doing it for fun though. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got another 1-game slate tomorrow. I got a bunch of baseball tomorrow. So let's go make some money tonight, regroup, and we'll be back at it, man. I appreciate you guys making part of my day, be part of your day. Tell somebody you love them, because I love you. Good luck, God bless, and go win some money.
All right, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun. I have to go talk some baseball now.
Have fun with that, man. Good luck. Are you gonna be in voice chat later? Or?
Nah, it's not. Well, it's only a 3-game baseball slate, so it's not even like a fun slate. But I mean, I always play it if I got to do content for it. So I'm gonna play it, but it's not something I would have gone out of my way to play if I didn't have to. You know. Okay. All right, I'll catch you later.
Later, man.